All right. Today is January 2nd, and I'm taking a break from the house projects to get my fender squared away. The fenders I had put on there, I had to hand wire in um, blinker lights, and the passenger side failed. So I found fenders I liked better that have lights that are along the similar style as the stock ones. Um, they look a lot nicer. I also got fender liners versus the modified stock ones I had used for the fenders when we put them on originally. So yesterday I did the passenger side. It's basically completely finished. A couple small things which I'll point out in a moment, and then I'm going to get to work on it. So let's flip around and show you guys what we got going on. So this is the new fender. It's by Hook Off-Road. Basically, this is my DRL light, and when I use the blinker, it turns into the blinker, just like the stock ones do. So what we did yesterday was we got this on. I got the new fender liner in there. That's kind of a pain in the ass, but made it work. And one thing with this is the manufacturer did not put the right holes here, so temporarily I've got it zip tied on. I'm going to attempt to drill a new hole in there to meet the bracket on the Jeep, because I don't want this permanently zip tied, even though it's strong-ish right now. So order of business for this video: we are going to assemble the driver's side fender liner. Then we're going to go over and we're going to take off the original fender liner, the new fender. I have to remove the wiring harness from this and put it onto the new fender, and then mount everything up. One thing I didn't just show you guys is this gap right here. Is my only real complaint about these liners. I thought it would have tucked up into here, offering protection for all the wiring and everything underneath. So it doesn't. I got Gorilla Glue black tape that I'm just going to go and I'm going to tape everything up and just ensure that it's all water sealed. I'm probably going to do that first right now before I start anything else, and we'll get into it. So to remove the fender liner, it's relatively simple. I have to cut some zip ties down here and remove two bolts up here. So in order to remove those bolts, I have to get underneath this, which means pulling down the fender liner first. One. Next step is there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more of these I just have to undo. Our wiring harness. So couple things to note about the new fender. This is all dirty because what I got for seals with this was this cheap little foam. The new fender has this gasket that goes over it, and for the most part should completely block out any dirt from being able to get in there. Here's the harness. The ironic / funny thing about this project is one of the reasons I bought new fenders was so I would not have to undo this tape job I did when I installed the blinker here. I have to undo it in order to get the wiring harness off, so I ended up having to deal with that anyways, and it's a nightmare. It took me like a half hour to undo this because it's duct tape, like for metal ducting, then it's duct tape, then electrical tape, then the heat shrinked connectors where the wires are spliced. Because I was like, I'm not letting any water get in there. And here I am having to undo it again. So I'm probably going to have him come out to double check, but if memory serves me right, I cut these wires here, this wire here, this one might get cut off completely, and then it gets respliced into the new electrical on that fender, which I will show it when it's completed. I'm not going to go through the splicing process. If you don't know how to do it, it's simple. You take whatever wires you're joining together, which again, I don't have any good examples here because it's all done up under this silver thing, but say red wire to red wire. One goes in each end of this. You strip the wire, fold it on itself so that the metal part is thicker. Twist it up, put in one end. You take pliers, and there's kind of a little line here that's not really right where my thumb and finger are. It's kind of hard to see, but you crunch one end on the wire so that it is holding in there. You got to crush it really well. Then you put the other one in the other end, crush it. Now the connection's made. Use a heat gun, and this shrinks down over the wires. Then, well, if you have heat shrink, then you put it over the wires first. Then once this is heated up, you heat shrink around it. Then you do your taping over it. So I'm gonna get moving on the next steps here, and we'll be back shortly. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Just trying to have them a bit shorter, that way you guys aren't sitting here for a half hour if you made it that far. In the next segment, I will dive into it a little bit more as to why I'm doing it this way, since the middle clip is going to be the shortest of the three. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good night.